Attention has once again turned to former MVPs and well-known teams as the NBA gets closer to the conference finals. However, a young star's downfall is once again making headlines. This time, the disappointment and anger towards Ja Morant are overshadowing the support he received earlier. The reports now have it that Ja Morant's career is over. But the big question is, what could have possibly brought this legend's career to an abrupt stop? Well, stay tuned and watch this video till the end to find out why Ja Morant's career is over. Before the incident, Ja Morant had an impressive NBA career. In just 4 years, he won the Rookie of the Year award, became a 2-time All-Star, won the Most Improved Player award in 2022, and made the All-NBA second team in the same year. He also led the Memphis Grizzlies to 2 consecutive 50-win seasons. His success led him to sign a 5-year, $193 million contract with the Grizzlies in July 2022. Before March of this year, Ja Morant seemed to have limitless potential. However, public opinion changed after the release of a video showing Morant holding a gun in a nightclub. The NBA suspended Ja for 8 games for conduct detrimental to the league, and he entered a counseling program. While some media members criticized Ja, it was his first offense, and both the league and Grizzlies gave him a second chance. At the time, he was a young player who'd made a mistake and took responsibility for his actions. Unfortunately, it seems that Morant might have already exhausted his second chance. Additionally, a high school basketball prospect filed a lawsuit against Morant, claiming that Ja punched him in the head and threatened him with a gun during a pickup basketball game in Morant's backyard. Despite establishing himself as one of the NBA's best players at the young age of 23, Morant's off-the-court controversies have raised doubts about his future in the league. With another gun incident, people are questioning if Ja Morant's NBA career is over. Just recently, another video emerged showing Ja Morant holding a gun. The public backlash this time has been much stronger. Analyst Shannon Sharpe expressed anger towards Ja Morant and those who defended him previously. He also suggested that Morant should lose his endorsements and NBA contract. NBA player Patrick Beverley on his podcast stated that if the incident had occurred 20 years ago, Ja Morant would have been kicked out of the league. Fat Joe also commented on the situation, suggesting that Ja seemed to want to be kicked out of the league. He cautioned Morant about the people he surrounded himself with, believing that they didn't have his best interests at heart. Rapper Lil Wayne had a different opinion on the All the Smoke podcast. Wayne said, "He comes from a town of about 3,000 people. What do you expect? You gave him $200 million. I just mentioned a town with 3,000 people. Do you expect him to be responsible? No, we're tripping then." Even the supporters of the Memphis Grizzlies and their young leader understand the saying, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." Those who stood by Morant when his poor decision-making and off-court issues arose in a Denver strip club should feel foolish now. Morant has been suspended by the team again for another video where he was seen waving a gun. It is clear that he has not learned from his past mistakes. If he is still seeking help, as he did after the Denver incident, it may be time for him to take that process more seriously. In an interview after meeting with Adam Silver and learning of his suspension, Morant said, "Honestly, I feel like we put ourselves in that situation with our past mistakes. And now it's only right that we focus in and lock in on being smarter and more responsible, holding each other accountable for everything." He claimed he would do better, if you remember correctly. After the Grizzlies were eliminated with a 40-point loss to the Lakers, Ja Morant stated, "I've just got to get better with my decision-making. That's pretty much it. Off-the-court issues affected us as an organization pretty much. Just need more discipline." Ja Morant is a 2-time All-Star starter, a Most Improved Player winner, and an NBA Rookie of the Year award winner. He was also removed from consideration for this year's All-NBA team, partly because of a suspension for essentially the same act. While his association with Pac isn't helping matters, when you're an NBA superstar with everything to lose, the blame should only be directed at oneself. And Morant should direct that blame at the person he sees in the mirror every day. Rarely in life does the opportunity to generate generational wealth present itself. It's a chance to create a better financial foundation, not just for our children, but for future generations. Morant, a potential successor to LeBron James and Steph Curry as the NBA's best North American-born player, and possibly the most marketable one, should be considering how to capitalize on his good fortune as a talented and charismatic athlete, aiming not just to be a millionaire, but a billionaire. The surest path to achieve that is by being an elite basketball player with a public image that is, at worst, non-existent, and at best, that of an impressive role model. Instead, Morant repeatedly finds himself holding a gun during Instagram Live videos. While no laws may have been broken and open carry policies are becoming more common, the court of public opinion is passing judgment on Ja Morant. And the verdict is not favorable when it comes to conduct detrimental to the league. As the shining star of the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant assumes the mantle of leadership for the team. He has acknowledged this himself, and rightfully so. However, instead of basking in the limelight of a young and talented roster that has notched an impressive 107 regular season victories over the past 2 seasons and secured the coveted number 2 seed in consecutive NBA playoffs, the attention seems to be fixated on Morant's off-court issues. Regrettably, these issues have not only burdened the Grizzlies, but have cast a shadow over the entire league. The consequences of his actions extend beyond himself, reaching deep into the heart of the team. Should Ja Morant face a substantial suspension, say around 20 games, Memphis may be compelled to retain Tyus Jones as the starting point guard during that period. Consequently, the opportunity to trade Jones for an upgrade at the wing position, considering Dillon Brooks' departure, may be relinquished. How will Morant's teammates react to his self-centered and frustrating behavior, which once again distracts from the team's professed ambition of contending for the NBA Finals in the near future? The avenues for team improvement seem to be dwindling rapidly. Despite Morant's vocal desire to win a championship, his actions tell a different tale. It appears that Grizzlies general manager Zach Kleiman and head coach Taylor Jenkins find themselves caught in the midst of this predicament. The franchise's culture, one that Kleiman himself described as tripling down on youth, seems to have erred by being too permissive and lacking in strong veteran leadership. While Steven Adams may stand as a notable exception, his influence alone may not be sufficient to rein in the stars and steer the team on the right path. Taylor Jenkins, without the experience of an NBA playing career, has spent years nurturing relationships with his players. He prioritizes getting to know them, empathizing with their struggles, and building a rapport that should withstand conflict. However, one must question whether Jenkins has done enough to hold Ja Morant accountable. While we are outsiders to the inner workings of the Memphis organization, it seems that the answer is in the negative. Even the language used initially to address the situation, with the Grizzlies referring to Morant's absence as time away from the team, speaks volumes. It was only after the NBA revealed its findings from the original video back in March that the term suspended was officially employed. Perhaps this newfound directness will carry over to the league office as well. A more serious tone and disciplinary action must be implemented to halt this precipitous decline and awaken Morant to the realization that the NBA and the Memphis Grizzlies will forge ahead, with or without him. The time for coddling and leniency is over. Ja Morant is now playing with fire, jeopardizing his own well-being, financial prosperity, and career trajectory. These risks not only impact him personally, but also cast a ripple effect on the Memphis Grizzlies and the league as a whole. While mental health is undoubtedly important and genuine issues must be addressed comprehensively, the evidence before us suggests that Morant fails to recognize the gravity of his current actions. He appears more concerned with living a life that contradicts what he should prioritize, not only as a professional athlete, but also as a human being. No amount of finger-pointing and shifting blame will alter the underlying truth. Ja Morant holds the ultimate responsibility for his own life and career. For change to transpire, it must be recognized as necessary by the very person in need of transformation. What do you think about this issue? Is it strong enough to pose an untimely end to Ja Morant's career? We'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.